All right. We should be live. Who knows? Welcome,
live.
everybody, to the second Andy Cowley FT8 Friday night extravaganza. Thanks, everyone, for showing up. I got my good friend Sean. You know him better as Ham Radio Dude. He's decided to join us this evening. We've been wanting to get together for a while, so figured what better time than to do an Andy Cowley FT8 extravaganza.
That's right.
Welcome, Sean. How are you?
Good. I stayed up past my bedtime. I'm happy to be here.
You did.
I'm ready.
You did.
Ready to do some FT8. It's gonna be great.
Coffee. Who drinks coffee at freaking 8 o'clock at night?
That's what's up right there.
What a wacko. Yeah. What's up, Greg? Fake Ham Radio. There you go.
Yeah.
What's going on, Tracy?
It's good to see some people in here too. Yeah.
Shane's here. Shane's not working for once. That's good.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, we're just gonna screw around for an hour and play some FT8. I'm on 20 meters right now. Where are you sitting at, Sean?
I'm actually on 20 as well, and it looks pretty good. To be fair, I had heard that some big solar storm was going to roll in today, but everything looks cool on my end. Let me see here.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I mean, look at all these stations here. It's pretty wide open to me. So I should probably get my radio set up here. Find a clear frequency here.
There we go. Yeah,
we have one. Maybe let's check our ALC. That's looking good.
Make sure I'm synced up too. Looks like I'm pretty good.
Yeah, see, I have a Mac. I don't have to worry about syncing time. It just works. When I'm on my high quality $60 Windows computer,
you better bet you.
I swear to God, almost every time I get on FT8, which is several times a week, I'm usually sitting out on the front porch, and I have to sync that stupid clock. So
I think I see Greg already on FT8. I'm just confirming that.
Yep, there I just saw him. Yep, where did he go?
I'm gonna try that guy.
Yeah, I get him all the time.
Well, no,
he's just QRM in the band. So I'm just gonna sit here. I'm on 2600. Nope, KO4 PD. I don't even have to call CQ. Look at that. That's Mike, KO4 PDI. He was just on last Tuesday? No, the two Tuesdays ago, talking about satellites, and I just went last Friday out on my front yard and worked my first ISS satellite contact. So
I saw it. That's pretty awesome.
That was pretty exciting.
It definitely is, huh?
Yeah. And I downloaded some stupid app that he suggested called GoSat Watch on my iPhone. I don't know if I like that app, but I'm out $10 now for it.
Oh, well, the cool thing about sats, it's always fun to find something new in radio, right? And
for sure.
I think that's the joy of the exploration and the what do they call it? Like the experimentation. Mm-hmm. It's getting to try all those new modes and in parallel stuff too. I talk about 3D printing all the time. Looks like I got Greg.
Nice.
You got one in the books.
And Mike is 20 over to me, and yet he still can't hear me.
Hey, how much power are you running?
69%, baby.
I'm at 35 watts. I've been doing pretty good with 35 watts. Like lately, when I get the opportunity to run FT8, I've been running kind of low. It's just I guess a new challenge. And about 2 weeks ago on I guess it was 17 meters or 15 meters, I was running like 20 watts and I was making contact with all of Europe. It was great.
Oh, hey, sure. It doesn't take much.
Yeah, thanks for that contact there, Greg.
All right, Mike, sorry you can't hear me, buddy. I was on transmit even to begin with, so
I'm just gonna call.
I'm
gonna call CQ. I'm on 2100.
Yep, I'm calling CQ. 20 over. Guy can't hear me.
Yeah, must be the noise over there.
Yeah, check is in the mail, Mike. So Sean's on the board with one.
That's right.
Contest. Boy, I missed the FT8 off. That was fun.
Yeah, I got some
AZP. There you go.
I have some ideas for some new FT8 stuff that I'm going to try.
Yeah.
One of them is called the Road to Work to All States, and basically, like my whole thing is I'm going to have a random state wheel, And when it rolls, whatever state it shows up on, I got to work that state before I can go to the next state. And want to see how long I could do worked all states like that. And
you gonna live stream that or what?
I don't know if I'm going to live stream it or if I'm going to just record it and then split it up into parts to make it, a little bit more exciting. But I think that'll be pretty fun.
Yeah, that does sound cool.
Looks like I got KO4 PDI, which I think I saw in the chat too.
Yeah, he's the guy that couldn't hear me.
Even though he's 20 over. There he is, right there. Having fun with. Yeah. Well, thanks for the contact there. I'm +5 at 35 watts. That's right.
Sat, huh? I'll have to look. I feel I saw that. Does that show you all the ham radio satellites though? Guess we're gonna find out here in a second. I like the price.
Yeah, free's always good.
Yeah,
free's definitely good. It gives us opportunities to buy more ham gear.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna download it because it's free. We shall see.
I lost him. I spoke too soon.
Oh, you didn't get him either?
No, but I think I'm going to bump up my power here. Like he responded.
It ain't your power, dude. I promise you. Yeah, D-back, if you're in Chicago, Sean is in Chicago, so you're most definitely not going to hear him.
I'll go to 40, though, if you want to try it in a bit. Oh, there we go. I got the 73. That's right.
I'm in Houston. Well, north of Houston. Look at that. I got 3 people coming at me. That's a pile up right there. There we go.
115 contacts at Parks on the Air today with 20 watts on an 891.
You did a POTA today?
No, Porker, WV18.
Oh.
Yeah. It's awesome.
15 contacts in 33 states. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. That is very good.
33 states is remarkable. Yeah.
I completely both QSO from you both. No. Neither one of us got anything back from you.
I got the 73 from him, and then I just finally said the 73. So hopefully he got it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't get anything from him.
There it is. I think.
Yeah. Go back. KO4 PDI. All this yellow is me saying, "Hey, KO4 PDI, it's K at MRD. You're +20." Well, that was it.
I take that. Andy isn't looking so great these days, huh, Jason? I think Andy's looking phenomenal on screen right now. Yet another Andy.
KA4 ACE. Didn't I just work you twice? Whatever.
And 7RI, man. I love FT8. It's kind of fun to get on.
Great.
And yeah, I'm in an area. I think, Mike, you probably have the same experience. I know that the power company came out and maybe fixed some power lines.
Well, they did, but then they came out a month later and broke it all again.
It's back, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And I'm in a townhome environment with a lot of noise too. I can make voice contacts. That's not a problem, but it's just, I feel it's easier just to do FT8.
Yeah. I can't hear. I was on the front porch on Thursday playing radio, and I was hunting POTA. There were so many stations on 40 meters. I couldn't hear any of them. Like, my noise floor sucks on 40 to begin with. But like, I never hear anyone on 40. Every now and again, I'll hear James. Really? He's out there like every day. Ham radio adventure guy. But
oh yeah, absolutely.
20 meters. I have a bit better noise. So I just stay there or the higher frequency. 17 I like a lot. 15, 10 hasn't been too good lately, but I did work a couple stations on 10 on Thursday. So
I have a neighbor with a fan in his window, and when he turns it on, I'll know, because pretty much every band is just utter RFI.
Oh geez.
Yeah, but make do. What are you? I'm running a 4-to-1 in the attic is what I'm doing. What are you running today?
I am on one of two 10 tennas, 49-to-1 80 meter end fed half waves.
Cool.
This one that I'm on is radiating like north and south, and this one I don't have as bad a noise floor. The other one goes right above my house, and it's like parallel to the power lines, so it's pretty good and terrible.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Do you find that changing the antennas will dramatically help you with your contacts or change the directionality of the antenna or the like
A little bit,
a
but I
little bit?
actually make a surprising, because I've always until I moved here, I've always just had an antenna radiating east and west. But this antenna that I'm on that radiates north and south, I get a ridiculous amount of European stations.
Interesting.
Just, I mean, it goes over the flat Earth, you know. Basically, where the gray line is right now, that's kind of the radiation pattern. It maybe slightly less exaggerated, but I mean, it goes over kind of Greenland and whatever this is, Iceland, and into Europe. I was getting Russia and France and Italy and Spain. Who did I got some OH station or some O station the other day. It's crazy.
OH, something like probably like Finland or
Norway or somewhere in this Sweden, somewhere in this part of the area.
Yeah.
Or the world rather. So
when I go do Parks on the Air, occasionally I'll bring two 17-foot telescoping antennas, and I'll do a quarter wave dipole for 20 meters. And it's fun because I'll actually just rotate the whole dipole, the mast that it's on, and people will be like, "Oh yeah, you just came up, you're 20 over."
Oh, that's cool.
So it does make a difference, but I haven't found like, oh, I wasn't able to make a contact if I didn't rotate it. You know, I'm sure it's out there though.
In my situation, if I change to antenna 2, which is radiating east and west, I might be able to hear them better. Well, it might pick their signal up better, but it also has more noise. So it's like,
yeah,
it doesn't matter.
That becomes a catch-22 for sure. Are you going to? That's a stupid question. I was going to ask if you're going to what is it, Huntsville Hamfest?
Yes, and yes, I am.
That's a stupid question.
That's like 2 weeks away.
What kind of question is that? Yeah,
I think we're leaving we're leaving Wednesday, so I need to leave Wednesday or Tuesday. When is it? 2 weeks away.
Yeah,
not even.
I'll be there.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I've got to drive up to Dallas on the 15th, and then I'll stay the night at Jason's, and then we'll drive out to Huntsville on the morning of the 16th.
You got a long drive to Dallas, about 3 or 4 hours. Is that right?
It's like 3 hours from my house to Jason's. It's not bad.
Right. So after you do that 3 hours, you should probably just make him drive the rest of the way.
Yes, I will. But no, we'll crash at his place Tuesday, and then we'll leave. We'll probably get on the road at like 7 in the morning on Wednesday, and we probably won't get there till about 7 in the afternoon or 7 in the evening. But
that's good. I think my plan is to leave Thursday and then stop somewhere in Tennessee to like a state park to camp in Poda or something like that.
Yeah.
I really want to go to a Buc-ee's, and
that's right. There is a Buc-ee's in Tennessee.
I think there is now. I think
there is. It's actually the biggest one.
Yeah, I think it would be cool to operate ham radio from Buc-ee's.
Dude, I've thought about doing Buc-ee's on the air. There's like 85 of them in Texas. I didn't realize there was that many.
Man, if there was somebody to do a road trip, it would be fun to go work all Buc-ee's.
Well, I mean, Texas is freaking ginormous, so that would take you. I mean,
oh yeah,
I would guess 2 weeks to hit them all. If you did like several a day.
Oh yeah, it would take forever.
Yeah, just on. So if you took I-45 from Lake Galveston, there's one just north of Galveston, and then the next one is 26 miles north of me. So that's without traffic, that's a 2.5 hour drive. And then probably another hour north of the one by me, there's another one. And then another hour north It's crazy. Oh, I should enable transmit again. I got freaking 7 people calling.
I got Randall. So KR5 EEE.
Oh, nice.
So that was good. Yeah,
nice.
It's good to see him on here today.
Yeah. Well, shoot, you and I worked the other day.
Yeah, we did. That was completely unexpected. Were you at a park, by the way?
No, sitting out on my front porch.
Oh, very cool. Yeah,
I get done making videos about ham radio, and then I go outside and I play ham radio and enjoy a cigar or an adult beverage or just a good old jug of water.
You caught me at a good time then too, or I caught you at a good time because when these 3D printers I have over here run, a couple of them are very noisy also, and I don't want to operate radio with them going if it's like a 20-hour print, because if some RFI freezes up the interface or something like that and I lose the print, I'll be upset. So, hey, cool.
Porker is asking, what is Ham Radio Dude's call sign?
I think I'm W9FF.
I think you are. That's what you were the last time I worked, yeah.
Yeah, and I saw who is it in there? Matt, Happy Ham. The Happy Ham said hello. So, hey, Happy Ham, what's up, dude?
Where is... Oh, there's Mike. Mike, what's going on, Mike?
Yeah. Hey, Mike. Yeah. What's up, dude? It's good to see you too.
Ranchers here.
Wow. It's a lot of faces I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
I've been low key.
There's the Happy Ham. Look at that happy avatar. He just looks like a happy ham.
That's right. We've been trying to do this thing in the mornings where we're going to attempt to work CW and practice with each other.
Oh, nice.
That'd be pretty fun. Yeah. I've been really trying to get into that mode.
Yeah. I tell myself that sometimes, but I'm like I want to, but I really don't have that much of a desire to just speak in bleeps and bloops. That's like, if I wanted to do it, like when I wanted to get my technician license, when I wanted to get my general, when I wanted to get my extra, I busted my ass and I did it because I wanted to. Like, like it's fun. I love the keys. I think I have an obsession with CW keys.
Totally, absolutely. You know, that N3ZN key I got at Hamcation a couple years ago. I really enjoyed that, and it's really interesting, totally, to know like when you have a cheap key or a homemade key and you upgrade to a nice key, you can tell the difference. It's amazing, and I think that's helped out tremendously because with like a key that I made, I might have to hit one side harder than the other, or it might not always fully engage. And that becomes frustrating because then you skip and you miss letters. And so I probably do recommend getting a decent key to start.
Oh, absolutely.
But
the first one I got was, I think it was from CW Morse, and then MFJ started selling them, but it was just a 3D printed and it was just a tiny little straight key. Then I got a J38. My favorite key is the freaking K6ARK, his little copy of the Palm Pico paddle thing, whatever the heck it is. That thing is smooth, man.
That thing is awesome. And what I really like about that, too, is how the magnetic on the bottom, it's so small and it's magnetic on the bottom. So I just leave it on the top of that one radio that I carry it with. And that way I know it's always there. It doesn't ever disconnect. It's nice. Yeah, I like that.
I purposely went to the drugstore and bought some Altoids just so I could have the tins to put them in. So I've got a couple Altoid tins. Like one is in my 818 bag and one is in my that Gigaparts Explorer bag. So I've always got one of those keys with me because you never like I like to use a key to like just send out a carrier if I need to, or maybe like N8YO is on the air. I can work him because I know his call and he knows that I don't know what I'm doing, and he'll just send a bunch of crap and I'm like, dot it.
You know what's really cool? Yeah, totally. And I need to take advantage of Mike a little bit more in that sense because he has a 13 element beam that he could point my way.
Oh yeah.
That's the
6 meter one, isn't it?
It's a 2 meter.
All right,
I believe. Maybe he doesn't have a 13 element 2 meter, but he has a large beam for 2 meters. And my 13 element, which also is in the attic, I can't use them at the same time, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's pointed directly at Mike. It can't rotate at all because it's just so large, right? And I can pretty much make contact with Mike over the lake anytime I want.
That's awesome.
So it's kind of like, I know that he does a lot of CW.
Do you have anything that will do 2-meter CW?
Oh yeah. Well, this Flex Radio will do it. My ICOM IC705.
Oh yeah.
And then my Yaesu FT991.
Have you guys tried to do any 2-meter CW?
Mike, I think I did make a contact with him last year on CW.
Nice.
He'll probably fill me in, but I believe he had a really hard time copying my code.
Well, he's a hell of an operator. If anyone can do it, it's him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's been doing CW since I think like the 90s or something, maybe like a long time.
Oh yeah. The first time I met him, we met up at a park here in Illinois, and he just went to town on that. And I thought, wow, that's amazing. But another person who's really impressive is Charlie, Red Summit RF.
Yeah.
I was holding a conversation with him, or at least I was talking to him, and he was comprehending everything I said, but he was copying the CW and sending the CW at the same time. And I'm like, how do you do that?
He's a machine. He's just, I mean, it's just like sure, it's like anything. It's like riding a bike, or, when I first became a ham, me and a couple of guys on the local repeater, me and one other guy anyway on the local repeater, kind of both became hams at the same time. So we didn't even know the phonetic alphabet. So like I printed the phonetic alphabet and I taped it to my wall in front of me and just practicing the phonetics. And now it's like, you look at an F and it's not an F, it's Foxtrot, or you look at a J, it's Juliet. Like it's just second nature. And I would imagine that once you kind of get that ear for CW, and I could be totally wrong, but they say you start just hearing the words. You don't even hear the bleeps and bloops.
I think that was my biggest hang up. And for the longest time, I was following okay, that's a dit, that's a da. And I know that people told me many times not to do that, but I guess I kind of had to learn the hard way. And I think it's finally getting to that point where I'm recognizing, okay, yeah, I get it. Cool. And if I can figure out most of the letters, or if I understand most of the letters, I pretty much figure out the word.
Yeah. I learned the alphabet the 100% worst way you could do it, apparently. But I learned it in like 10 minutes because I have a very photographic memory.
Yeah.
This video came on my YouTube thread, like learn the Morse code, and it had this picture of like, here's an A, and you can picture da, and then a B, da, 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 da. So I know, like, but anytime I hear it, I'm like, I go back and I visualize, and I'm like, crap.
That's exactly what I did too to start.
Yeah. It's horrible.
It was. But I did actually end up taking some people's advice from that video that I did. And see, that's the cool thing about videos is they don't always, I mean, we strive for accuracy, but like if I show you the way I'm doing things, I might get some really good feedback about why that might not be the best way. And I followed the advice.
You're definitely going to get feedback.
Oh, I know. I know. Let me say positive feedback. But I did follow the advice in that video where somebody was like, why don't you just like, when you're driving around, you start to see license plates and cars and stop signs. And hey, I do walks every morning. So on my walk, I'm always looking and analyzing like stop signs and cars now to see, if I could practice, simulated sending of the code.
Yeah. You just kind of say it in your head or key it in your head. I've heard that too.
Yeah. That's been probably one of the most beneficial things for me, to be fair.
Yeah.
And I do use a lot of the tools. In fact, I got an article. Wait, I'm trying to remember what article's coming out. Yeah. The CW trainer from MFJ. I have an article coming out about that. And
in QST.
Yeah. And it's been a pretty fun tool. It's really challenged me to learn a lot. And I like the fact that I could upload text and play around with it. So if I upload the text, I kind of know what I'm expecting a little bit. So it's kind of cool.
I've got a little something from MFJ that it's just this tiny little box that'll.
Yeah, that's it. The CW Elmer is what it's called.
Yeah, I don't think that's the one I have.
They have a couple
more advanced.
They had a couple of different ones, but I'm sure that your box is the same size as mine. If you go to my Thingiverse page, you could actually I made a little stand for it because one of the things I found, at least with the CW Elmer, is the speaker fires from the back. So if you're laying it flat on the table, you either can't hear it, or if you have it on an angle, you can't see it because it's straight up. And putting it on my stand puts it at an angle where you could both see it and hear it because of the amplification of the noise at the angle. So, you know, if you're interested, go print that out. But I got probably like, I don't know, I'm going to say 1,000 contacts right now.
On CW? No, you don't.
No, on FT8, since we started 10 minutes ago, I got 1,000 contacts.
Josh, I don't think either one of us are the right person to answer that question.
I will say that if you go to my YouTube page and you look at my past live streams, I did a live stream with Long Island CW Club, Howard over there. And it was it was a very good live stream, to be fair. And he really explained things out a lot. And it sounds like they got a good program going on over there.
That is a very good point. Oh, look, I see you. I am actually a lifetime member of the Long Island CW Club. I always forget that. Never been to one meeting.
I need to get to them. You know, it's kind of like a matter of time and balancing things, but I do also need to get to one because I've never been to one either. But that's just that's all me right there. Right, they really do seem like a helpful group of people. If you go to their groups.io page, I don't know if you can get in if you're not a member, but their groups.io page also has a lot of helpful information. A lot of people willing to help you as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I've been to the groups.io page like twice. You might have to like, I don't know, might have to request access or something like that. I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
It could be. Yeah, I could see where they probably would have members only on there.
Yeah. You're -5 to me. Now you're plus 12.
Now I'm plus 12. Yep. What'd you do?
I flipped the propagation switch. I forgot I had it off.
Thank you. I appreciate that. 20 started.
Here's the blue line from me to you.
Yep.
You see me?
Yeah, I sure do. Yeah, that's what it is. 20 starting. Yeah, 20 starting to die for me.
Raise the bar for what others should strive for. So there's your answer. Tracy Moon for the win. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. And most of the feedback that I've received from that live stream has been pretty much along the same path there, or the same thoughts there. So it's good to know. I'm glad to hear that.
Are you working K4LLL instead of me?
I don't even see you, Mike.
Oh. How do you not see me?
You got a hand harder.
I guess so. I'm using 69% power.
That's the perfect power to have, by the way.
I know. That's why I use it. Because there's no difference between honestly, between 50 and 100 watts. Doesn't matter. So I'm like, well, it's just 69. Why not? So I run 69%. What antenna are you running?
It's just a 4-to-1 in my attic. So 4-to-1 with approximately 60 feet or so, give or take.
Oh, we got a lady in the house. What's up, Kim? How are you?
Hey. There we go. I got the 73 on LLL. I don't see you, though.
I just worked Kim the other day. She was doing a POTA. I was sitting on my front porch, and very, very weak copy, but we made it. We made it happen all the way out from Huntsville, Texas, to wherever the heck in California she is.
California. It's all right. So I know you know the movie because we've done this before, and I know the movie. But does anybody in the chat know the movie California?
I watched that. It was probably right before I moved to Texas, but I was like, every now and again, that movie will just pop in my head. And like, I was finally like, I gotta watch it. It's so bad. It's so bad.
I might have been really tired in the theater when I watched it when I was 4.
I forgot Christian Slater was crying.
Oh, really? Yeah, I didn't even know that.
He's the older brother.
I just remember Ben Savage. Is it Ben Savage?
Yep. It was Ben and Fred.
Ooh.
Yep.
I remember, all I really remember from it is obviously the video game tournament, but I also remember a scene with a dinosaur, and they go in the dinosaur.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's kind of towards the end. But there's like when they're like halfway through their journey and they come upon this small town and there's like the kind of the bully kid. He's got the power glove.
Yeah.
They do like the Nintendo battle. The guy's friends like bring out the power glove in this case and they open it up and he puts it on. He's like, I love the power glove. That thing sucked, by the way. It was horrible.
Yeah. It was
So
like
bad.
yeah, there was some really bad Nintendo products that came out. I remember their virtual reality console that hooked to the SNES was pretty garbage.
Oh, I would imagine. I've never used that, but yeah, the Power Glove had like, and to be fair, like that was pretty good technology for the time. And when you look at like what the Nintendo Wii is now,
Oh yeah,
that all came from the Power Glove. But you had to put like these sensors, like one on the top of your TV and then one hung down vertically, so it would like kind of know where the glove was, and there were like two little sensors on the knuckle of the glove. But it was so bad. And there were so few games that it worked with, too. Like that stupid robot thing that like only worked with Gyromite.
Power Glove made Rob almost useful in comparison.
I don't know. That's a bold statement.
I think I got to change bands here. And I say that because I called CQ 6 times now, and I haven't got anybody to respond to me.
Sometimes if you just stop for a minute, someone will come back to you. That's what happens to me all the time.
I also did notice that, like, if I pull up my waterfall here, somebody started transmitting within my segment that I was using, and so that could cause some issues too, I think.
On the same time you were transmitting, like if you're transmitting odd, they were transmitting odd as well.
Well, let me take a look here, and I think the answer to that is no, so I should be okay.
Yeah, you should be.
But I just moved anyway. Oh wait, now I got a bunch of people coming back to me.
See?
Yeah, we'll start with
every time.
We'll start with Mike. Mike, it's good to see you on here. Yeah, like I have 3 stations. Like, hey, by the way,
hey, K5YBY, what's up, Joe Brett? Stewart's here. Isn't it past your bedtime? He's on 20-meter FT8.
Let's do this. Let's make it happen.
Not to Texas, you aren't, but that'd be cool if we could work you, buddy, all the way out there in England.
Yeah, let's make it happen, man. It's good to see you too. It really is awesome to see everybody. I haven't seen a lot of these people in a long time.
Jody's got it. I don't think anyone else commented there.
Nobody else did that I saw, but yeah, the Wizard did make more money than it cost. That's about all good I can say about it. I remember it being my favorite movie when I was a kid, except for that crying thing. But
dude, I mean, California, like that's what we get from the Wizard.
Yeah, you're right. And a dinosaur scene, apparently.
Yeah. and the correct pronunciation of Ninja Gaiden.
Oh yeah, that was in there.
Yeah.
Ninja Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden was a good game.
I could never beat it. It was so freaking hard.
Do you remember the game Narc?
No, I don't think I played that one.
That was pretty cool. It was like basically like, I don't know. It was basically like every other game like Contra, except I think it was
now
like
Contra's what's up.
Contra was, yeah, definitely a good game. If you had to choose one game that was made then to be remade right now that hasn't been remade, what would it be? Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really play a lot of video games, so I don't know. Dad's RC Workbench says I've been working FT8, but I'm having issues making contacts. I'm new to it. One thing, if you're on a PC, which you most likely are, look at this column right here under band activity in this window. If you can see my mouse here, where it says DT. That's your I don't know what it means, but I just call it drift time. Your clock needs to be in sync. If it's off, so right now I'm 0.1 seconds off. That's like as good as it's gonna get. So you can like right click on the time thing at the bottom right of your Windows screen and click like clock settings or something. In there's something that'll just say like sync now. Try that. oftentimes that's the biggest problem, where if you're hearing signals, everything's working, you got rig control, you can transmit, you can send, no problems, other than you're just not making contact, chances are your time is off.
That's right. And if you're using Windows, there's a good program that I use. It's called JT Sync. I have it up on my screen right now, kind of small, I'm sure. But JT Sync basically allows you to listen, and then it takes analyzes all of the stations you've heard, and it takes basically like their time differences, and it allows you to calculate what you need to update your Windows setting to. So I'm 0.19 off right now. Typically, you want to be as close to 0 as possible. So I could update this right now if I wanted to.
0.19 is fine. Now, if you're 1.9,
yeah, right,
that's a problem.
Absolutely. But
see, I never have to use anything when I'm using my Windows computer outside. I'll just sync it exactly how I said to do.
Yeah.
Oh, he's on Linux. Yeah, I can't help you. If KM4ACK were here, he'd be able to tell you. But yeah, I mean, look at your time. If your time is off, then that's your problem. But
yeah,
other than that, yeah, I'm not a Linux guy, so I can't help you.
This JT Sync is a really useful tool as well. Like, let's say there's a station that is a DX station you've been trying to work, and they're at 2 seconds off. You could actually select them, and I believe you could update your time based upon them, so that you could finish the message or whatever, and then message them and say, "Hey, you're 2 seconds off."
Look at this. I just called this guy 5 times, and he's not coming back. So I canceled the transmit, and now he's coming back, and I sent him a second. It's just the way it goes sometimes. So new information. He said he's a tech working 10 meters. That
how is 10
could
right
be
now?
The problem. So that's a great question. Let me get this guy's 73. I'll switch over to 10 meters. 10 meters has not been very open lately. Some. I just worked Australia the other day. All right. I guess I'm not getting this guy's 73. I don't care.
I don't even know if I'm tuned up for 10, but we'll find out. Another thing to be kind of like mindful about, which I kind of spoke about already too, is if you're listening for stations, or if you're trying to transmit over another station that's transmitting on the same section of that frequency, you might be fighting for that portion of the band, if you will.
There is one really loud station that is splattering all to hell on 10 meters.
I'm going to see if I'm even tuned up on here. This is going to be interesting. Oh yeah. In fact,
he Googled it. All right. Hey, if you're in sync, then that's good. It could just be the bands.
Yeah, I got some stations on 10 here, so let me give this a shot. I'm going to call now. Call CQ.
Dad's RC Workbench. Another thing, if you have an ALC meter on your radio, this power slider here is going to be your friend. And even if you don't have an ALC, but let me see. Do I have just this display? All right, so if we look at the 7610 here, the radio, I'm going to hit tune, and notice there's like no ALC. Watch as I turn this up, the ALC, that blue bar goes up. You don't want any of that. And if you don't have an ALC meter, you can simply hit the tune button here and turn this power down until your actual power meter starts to go down a little bit. It's okay, you're not running 100% power. If you have your radio set at 100 watts, that's fine. Just bring that power slider down until your power meter starts to go down a little bit as well, and that will clear up that nasty signal. Because if you are putting out a nasty signal like this big giant splattery signal, that's going to be hard for stations to decode, because you're overdriving the signal and it's getting distorted. So you might have problems making contacts that way. So let's find a clear frequency here, and let's go back here. Let me tune up. Yeah, we're good. Crank that. There we are. So I'm only putting out less than 50 watts right now. Look at that. Australia. Minus 20. That's a minute old, but let's listen for him again.
There's also one more thing I would probably add on to that for Dad's RC Workbench. There's a website called pskreporter.com. And if you go to pskreporter.com, you could actually pull up your call sign, and it will show you over a time frame of every station that's heard you around the world that has that option enabled. So it is good for troubleshooting, because then all of a sudden you have this opportunity to at least know you're being heard. And then you could analyze that maybe it's a receive issue or a time delay issue or whatever, why you're not completing a contact or whatever it might be.
Your 450 should do just fine. My very first radio was an FT450. It wasn't even the D, with a signal link, and I worked FT8 no problem on it. So it's probably some tiny little setting. Like it's you kind of have to just go through the. We all have to struggle through FT8 to get it to work. Lord knows I did. But now it's like second nature. But there is a little bit of a learning curve. I do have a video. If you just type in FT8 on YouTube, it's like the second one that comes up. It's called WSJTX Masterclass Tutorial or something stupid like that. So
to give you an idea,
I kind of show you everything to go through.
To give you an idea, 10 meters right now, I'm only being heard by one station around the world, and I've probably called CQ 4 times or so. Whereas you can see on 20, I'm being heard all over the world. Well, not all over the world. That's an exaggeration.
Pull up my call sign on 10 meters.
Sure thing.
I've called CQ thrice now, and nobody's coming back to me. There's two people out there. I see this guy here, and I see this guy here.
Look at you. You're actually being heard in Australia. Oh, you can't see that because here.
Yeah, look at that.
Mike was here. But other than that, though, yeah, maybe a couple stations in, we'll call it the South.
Okay. Yeah, he's used it. So Dad's 10 meters is just not in the greatest condition right now. A couple months ago, every Tuesday, I was doing a live stream on 10 meters and just on single sideband, making voice contacts. And then it just kind of faded out. It kind of died. Even though when you look at like the solar terrestrial, whatever the heck it is, the solar data stuff, it's like, 10 meters is great. It's perfect. You should be able to make things happen. Yeah, no. So
I'm over on 17 meters now. Where you go? You're going back to 20?
I'll go to 17.
Yeah, it looks like there's some DX.
I got an all band antenna. Hell, I can tune up 30 meters on this thing.
I hope this one works.
Oh man, I'm not seeing much on 17. Yeah, grid tracker's where it's at, Wild Hogs and Ham. Where's your grid tracker, Sean?
It's in the background, not open. Hey, look, it's Greg. Well,
he's looking for even, odd in the settings. It's not in the settings. It's actually right here, right next to your frequency window. It's this little button here. It says TX even first. So if it's checked, you're going to transmit on the even. If it's unchecked, you're going to transmit on the odd. Here, you know what? I'll go back to 10. He said he's transmitting.
I want to try to make this contact with Greg on 17.
Yeah, I don't care about Greg.
And
I'm at EGG.
Yeah, work all bands with him, you know.
Yeah. I got him on phone the other day. He was live streaming. See, here's this Australia again. I got to go for Australia. You have to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love 40 meters in the morning, typically in the winter and in the spring, because it's just like a direct line to Australia and New Zealand.
It wasn't that way in Detroit.
No, it's perfect. This last winter has been great for me with Australia and New Zealand. Now,
I get Australia and New Zealand both quite frequently on FT8 here in Texas, but in Michigan, I got Australia on 17 meters at midnight. Totally random. Like the band should have been closed. It was FT8, but I was screaming like a girl when I made that. That was first Australia contact I'd ever made.
That's awesome.
And it's confirmed in Logbook of the World. I would get New Zealand occasionally in Michigan, but yeah, we're not getting Australia here. All right, third time.
Yeah, I lost Greg too. Oh,
yeah, it's getting that time of day, especially for you. Well, no, it should be later there.
No, we're in the same time frame. But the way the gray line works, it probably doesn't it hit you first technically.
Yes. Although it looks like Chicago is more. We're probably similar right now.
Sweet. Oh, there he is again.
But I know in the winter, it gets dark like 2 hours earlier up
Oh,
there. It does here. It's terrible.
It's horrible. You know, it's no secret that I'm the guy who wakes up at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and I get my work done early. And finally the sun comes up around, I don't know, 7:30 or 8 in the morning, and then it's like down by 4 or
Yep.
So, man,
Yep.
it was even worse in Montana when I lived there, I'll tell you.
It's dark when you go to work, and it's dark when you come home from work. It's the worst thing in the world. Not seeing the sun is horrible.
That's why I got to get out of here.
Yeah, I hate the north.
I'm gonna have to bump my power
because of
up.
that.
Totally. Yeah, I agree with you completely.
I'm on 17 now.
You're only 5 more months of this.
You get 9 months of winter and 3 months of summer up there. That's no way to live.
That's right.
And it's always gray and gloomy. I don't know what it's like in Chicago, but in Detroit, it's gray and gloomy, and like you just want to shoot yourself. It's horrible.
There we go. I just bumped my power depressing.
Up. There you go.
It is. I agree with you.
Yeah, I'm already. That is why Theo left. Well, Andy's all his kids are gone now. Finally, I'm sure he's pretty excited to be able to spread his wings a little bit.
Stu went over to 40, which might actually work. We'll see. I'm gonna try Greg a couple more times here, and if it doesn't work out, I'm going to 40.
Here's Cuba on 17.
I do see them as well. K08LY. I think I see him all the time.
Yeah. I've got him in a log a bunch of times.
24 hours a day. A lot of this, and you'll see on my screen, like everything's in blue. I have a tendency to not clear them, but move my logs every now and then, which I guess in hindsight is probably not the greatest idea, but I'll clear them out, and then it's like I start fresh almost.
But that'll clear out Grid Tracker, though. You'd have to import your log again into Grid Tracker, and that
it will.
Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Like I have way more grids than you see on here, because I deleted them off of here for some reason, or I imported another log and I tried to compile them all together. Like I should have there should be so many more blips in Europe here. Here we are. We're getting Cuba. I wish this guy would send me some cigars. Some good Cuban Maduro cigars.
Aren't they legal in the States now? I thought that embargo ended.
No.
Oh no.
You can. So like if you're traveling, like I'm going to Italy in November.
Yeah, you can get them in Italy.
Hopefully I'll be able to get some cigars while I'm there.
They're everywhere. They're everywhere in Italy. Because I live there, and you just go to any tobacco shop, and there's Cuban cigars.
Are they real though? Like it's still it's still hard to find real Cuban cigars. There's fakes everywhere.
Yeah, I would assume that they're real because the tobacco shops are governed by the government, but maybe not. Italy's usually a pretty honest place like that.
Is it? Even if I don't care. I'm going to have some amazing pizza.
Oh, man, I will tell you. Well, I used to walk around Venice. I was pretty close to Venice when I lived there. And I would go to like every little pizza stand or little pizza shop there. And every pizza was like, this is the best pizza of my life. And I go to the next one and be like, this is the best slice of pizza of my life. And, man, I loved it. It was great. One of the weird things they do in Europe that I wasn't necessarily sure of was some of them will put tuna on their pizza.
I've had like shrimp and oysters on pizza. That wasn't bad. So,
nah, not a fan. I'll tell you already. Kim asked where would I move to. I don't know. Somewhere warm.
Yes, I am headed to Coax Mecca. I will be visiting the Messi and Poloni plant.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. Is that what you're going there for?
Not looking forward. Yeah. I am not looking forward to that plane ride, though. I've got to fly from an airport an hour and a half south of me, at least. I'm not flying out of George Washington, which is only an hour from me. I got to fly out of Hobby, which is even further south. Oh, here's EGG. I got to fly from Houston, from south of Houston to Dallas, and then from Dallas all the way to Italy. So at least it's only like one flight, technically. I mean, it's 2 flights technically, but I think it's only like an hour flight from Houston to less than that from Houston to Dallas, and just a quick change over there. But I mean, I think it's like an 11 or 12-hour flight, something like that. It's probably longer than that.
I mean, that makes sense. We used to fly wherever we were in the States. We would fly to like Baltimore, and from Baltimore we would fly into Germany, and then from Germany, that was all commercial air. But then from Germany, usually we would fly some kind of military plane wherever we were going.
Cake, my ass. And this ain't first class. It's gonna suck. It better be one of those newer planes that's got, like, most of them that I've flown on in the last couple of years, they've got a little TV in the headrest, and you can watch. They got all kinds of free movies you can watch. That helps pass the time. But there's only so many issues of QST I can read on my tablet. Like. I remember back in the day when I was a kid, I would fly back and forth from like Florida to Michigan a couple times a year, and I'd have like, this is back in the days of like the Discman. You'd bring your portable CD player,
yeah,
and I'd have to bring like all my CDs, and you'd be flipping through this giant book, like a phone book sized book of CDs, like, and then you just listen to the whole thing.
Oh yeah,
because it's like, what else are you gonna do?
And then MP3 players came around, but before that, I remember portable CD players that played MP3s, and so then it's like, well, cool. I don't need as many CDs. I could load up this one with 700 songs.
Yeah,
it wasn't 700. It was like 200.
Colin and VK wants us to get on 15 meters. What, do you not have 17 meters in Australia? All right, here, I'll go to 15.
I'll get on 15 real quick.
I'll go to 15. No, on 15. No, on 15. Name that movie.
Oh, I couldn't even tell you that one. No, on 15.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
Let's see if anybody in the chat knows it, because I'm curious. But
we're gonna see. Anybody know what No on 15? What movie is that from?
Oh, look at that. The OC right there. Boom. Oh, wow. Okay, well, before I just mindlessly do that, though, let me, yeah.
Colin and VK, is your call sign VK2NJP? It better be.
We're getting the VK2s tonight.
There's only so many people in Australia, Oh, there's VK2DD, too.
That's who I'm trying
he's plus
for.
13. Wow.
Oh, I got him at negative 16.
Banging in here.
I'm gonna try him I'm gonna bump my power up to 47.
Maybe
watts.
I should. Maybe I should try and work VK2DD at the same time.
Let's see who can get it first.
There you go. Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, wow.
That is it.
Nerds.
Greg's saying it's VK5COL. I don't see a VK5COL.
Although I think I've made contact with you before, COL. That sounds.
You made us come up to 15 meters. All right, we're getting Australia. Here we go.
Yeah, you're working them.
Yep.
Oh.
I'm working the guy I called. Yeah.
Yes. Stop working him, DD. Good.
No, I'm not working DD. I'm working NJP.
Good. I'm not working anybody.
Good. Oh, look, New Zealand. Oh, crap.
Yeah,
all of Oceania is on. Look at these guys are working. Look, Samoa. We're working Samoa. 5 Whiskey 1 station.
I did see that in the chat earlier that Samoa was on here. This is maybe that's a video thumbnail and video idea. The secret band.
I wonder if they're working in Samoa. Tony Rocky Horror. Name that movie.
I could only have one guess.
What?
It's probably way off, so I'm not going to say it.
Guess.
Well, you said Rocky. Horror. Well, you said Rocky Horror, so I would assume Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Nope. I said Tony Rocky Horror.
Reservoir Dogs. Yeah, I'm horrible at this. Dude, I've probably seen like 4 movies. The Wizard was one of them. Pulp Fiction.
Yep.
I got that all by myself. N0URB definitely didn't help.
Got thrown off the roof for giving Marcellus Wallace's wife a foot massage. Although that wasn't actually true.
I've never seen Pulp Fiction.
What?
Yeah, no, like I said, I've only seen 4 movies.
You've never seen Pulp Fiction?
Nah, I know there's a scene with a quarter pounder or something like that.
God. Well, it's called a Royale with cheese. They don't call it a quarter pounder? No, man, they got the metric system. They don't know what the quarter pound is. What do they call a Big Mac? Big Mac's a Big Mac. They call it La Big Mac.
Let's see here. See if I'm even being heard on 15.
Pulp Fiction is legit my favorite movie. I can recite. I mean, it's right. Like Pulp Fiction and Princess Bride are like right there. I can do the entire movie, both of them, no problem. And Spaceballs.
Spaceballs.
Those are like the top 3 probably ever.
Looking good on 15.
You gotta watch Pulp Fiction, dude.
I'm definitely being heard. And
all right,
let's see. I'll see -20, -14. So not great, but.
Oh, Trinidad and Tobago, however you say that. Look at that. I mean, that's not a huge far. Well, shoot, that's 2,581 miles away. I'll take that. Barbados is on.
Oh man, Mike's gonna get the longest contact of the night.
It's not a contest, even though I'm winning. For that, anyway, you might have more contacts than I do. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like getting on the radio. That's all I care about.
That's all that matters.
How many? Here's a question for the chat. Hey, chat. How many people have made contact with either Mike or I tonight?
Yeah, throw a 1 in the chat if you've made a contact with either one.
Yeah, and 2 in the chat if maybe
big break. Brad, that's right. The metric system. See, it's another Pulp Fiction quote.
Maybe a 2 in the chat if you didn't make contact with us tonight, but you made contact with one of us in the past. Probably Mike, to be honest.
All right, we just got Trinidad and Tobago, whatever. You done, son? And the DX on 15 is good.
I'm gonna get
count. Look, count from whatever Sesame Street's on. The count.
I still got a few minutes. I'm gonna win this. Let's see here. Although Trinidad's pretty impressive.
You got 1, 2, 3. I don't know what the 2s are for. We didn't say anything about putting a 2. Maybe 2 is no, I didn't make you.
Oh no, I said leave a 2 if you didn't make contact with us tonight, but
I didn't
make contact with us in the past, and probably with Mike.
I do play a lot of FT8.
I have a plan here.
Oh yeah, what's that?
You got Trinidad, but I'm going to get South America, I think.
We got 111 people watching. That's amazing. Thanks, everybody. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Hey, no worries there. I appreciate it. KN6.
You're saying...
I don't remember.
Trinidad?
Do you see Trinidad? No, but I'm going to work South America when I'm done with this contact, which will definitely get me further than Trinidad.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to work them, and then I'd be like, it's not a competition, but I won.
Yeah, it's nice getting into Africa, like anywhere in there. Look, I got Johannesburg down here. I've gotten South Africa quite a few times, and it's not on. I've got Namibia. I've got Angola. There's an island. Where is it? Is it that? There's some island. Maybe it was over here. Yeah.
Oh,
wherever the hell these are, off of Morocco. Whatever these are, like just random places that like. That's so cool about Grid Tracker and ham radio in general. Like it's a geography lesson. There's all kinds of places. I know I have Madagascar too. Like there's so many places that you would never even know about,
right? Because
they're a tiny little blip on the map. I feel I've gotten French Polynesia, like the Cook Islands. Rarotonga was one of my first contacts ever.
That's awesome.
In the Cook Islands, yeah, I was like. What the hell is Rarotonga and what is a South Cook Island?
There's a game out there called GeoGuessr. It's a geography game where you try to figure out where you're at in the world. And some of the guys that stream GeoGuessr have recently started trying to name cities within grid squares. And I was thinking, I bet you there's a couple of hams out there who could own them in that. Yeah.
John Kutzko in the United States, anyway.
Oh yeah, I can't remember. It's a 4.
I can't remember.
There's an X in there. K9KX, KK9X,
sure,
something like that. Anyway, so John says that he's talked to you, portable POTA from Prescott, Arizona, with 10 watts. And I'd have to ask if Mike or if John is from Prescott, Arizona, or near Prescott, Arizona. I went to college there.
Now, so
All right.
is it?
So
is
I
it
got South
Prescott
America.
or is it Prescott?
It's Prescott. If you
I
want,
know I've heard Josh say Prescott, but I've also heard Josh say Huntsville.
No, it's definitely
So-
Prescott. In fact, there's books. If you go to the town, there's books that you can buy at the store, and the book is titled. It's called Prescott, Preskit.
And spell it that way.
Somebody wrote a book called. It's called Prescott.
There's a town outside of Houston. It's spelled humble, but it's pronounced umble. They just
Interesting.
get rid of the H. Like the people that say like humor instead of humor, they're like, umble.
Hey, congratulations there, John. That's
Look at
awesome. You'll love it up there. The Ponderosa pines are amazing, and the weather is pretty mild compared to at least up here.
What in the heck?
Oh, by the way, I made South America, so yeah.
Did you? Nice.
Actually, I lied. It was technically South America, but it was also that same Trinidad station you got. And
that's all right.
What that means is it's further for me.
Yeah, but it ain't 8,000 miles further.
All right, let me work the OC
like
right now.
Australia, which
Let
is
me work the
that's
OC.
this continent over here.
I can't see your screen. Did you work OC and I just totally missed it?
Yeah, I got Australia.
Oh man,
when you were trying that DD station, I was working another guy.
I didn't think
worked
you made
VK2 NJP. Yeah. See this
By
right
the way,
here? See how it's highlighted?
I must have had too many waters. Yeah, no, I am. I have to look over here for it.
Oh, who's this? Colombia.
There you go. I like Colombia. I think Colombia.
That's where Doc got his plutonium for the.
It's one of the 4 I've seen.
The DeLorean, the time machine.
All right,
and then they came and shot him.
I got to get this OC station. Yeah, NJP. I'm gonna get him too. So I can't leave it on the table.
Tracy's saying Burnett, Texas, has a saying. It's burn it, learn it, darn it. How am I going to drop in and see Callum?
You take Ryanair.
Italy.
Ryanair flies extremely cheap throughout Europe. So if you're in, like, for example, Rome,
I don't know
Venice,
where I'm going to be. Somewhere.
Okay, probably
area.
Like Florence area, maybe is
no clue
what I could see. But you can go to like Venice or you can go to Rome and you can hop on Ryanair. Back when I was there, it was like €5 flights. You could fly anywhere in the EU for €5.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
no, I can't do that. I'm not gonna have enough time. I would love to, but I would love to just go over to England when it's not raining and cold and have a pint.
Look at that. Look at that. Callum. Mike, you got 18 in the log today, and apparently I only have 8.
How do you know how many I have?
WHJES has actually been keeping track for us. Oh man, hold on. Let me go to 40.
You only have 8? No, that can't be right.
That can't be right.
Where did he go? Here he is. You got to use your call more, man. You got to get out there and get known.
Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is.
I mean, I lucked out, dude. I got into POTA in the beginning and started making videos. So, like, Papa POTA's got the call sign, it's got a little status, you know what I mean? But not much. Not much. It's just a good antenna. It's the 10 antennas, 49-1.
Yeah, that works.
So I'm going to put up a chameleon. I'm going to put that chameleon when they send me the new wire. I'm going to put that chameleon lightweight end-fed sloper up outside. The reason I was talking with Carl, he commented on one of my videos because someone was like, because I didn't think you could like keep it outside all the time because it's not really like weatherproofed or anything. And Carl commented because some guy was like, I had mine outside for like 2 years. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, and the snow and all, it doesn't matter. And then Carl or someone from Chameleon Antennas commented, he's like, yeah, you can leave it outside, no problem. I was like, I screenshot it. I'm like, Carl, why did I not know this?
Yeah, it's W9FFF. I probably can't read it right here. Probably kind of small. Yeah, W9FFF. You got it.
I wish I had elite status on my flight to Italy.
That was stupid of me. There we go. Let me just go back there and check this here. All right. I'm on 40 now. I messed up on that last one.
Yeah, I'm on 42, but it's freaking banging, but
I shall return in just about 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
1, 2. All right. Oh, let me listen to that RFI coming through the speakers. I need to put a counterpoise on this antenna. That might get rid of some of the RFI. Maybe. Well, we're over the hour. Maybe this will be another 9-hour stream. Although I'm not drinking Jameson. I'm only drinking water, so. We shall see. 108 people still watching. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Appreciate you being here, spending your Friday night with us. You all have as little to do as Sean and I. Actually, Sean would be in bed right now. He stayed up late for us, so that was real sweet of him. Well, you know what I didn't do when I switched over to 40 is check my ALC. I hope it's still good. Yeah. Probably fun for the viewer. So my friend Ryan just got back from Ireland, and he brought me back a little sample of there's like 4 different bottles of Jameson, just little, couple ounce bottles of the different flavors. That was one of them. I haven't tried it yet, though. I'll be curious. I don't like stouts. I'd be curious to see what that does to such a delicious whiskey. Okay, we got his 73. Let me tune real quick. Let me bring this down just a touch. There we are. Okay, who's calling me now? Who's this guy? KC9BYP/VE2. Oh, look at that. So he's not here. He's somewhere over here in Canada. Oh, Sean's back.
I'm back.
Welcome.
Thanks. Glad to be back. Let's see here. Just trying to make some contacts here on 40. And
me too.
I also have 40 is loud, so I need to adjust my volume bar, but I forgot where to do that. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Your volume bar? What do you mean?
Yeah, sometimes your receive is like in the red. If you look on my slider now on the left-hand side, lower left-hand, it's okay.
That one.
But it keeps going into the red, so I need to adjust it on my radio. It doesn't matter. It'll be fine. It means I'm.
I mean, if it's not that red,
it's only a little red.
But yeah, that starts to desensitize the input of the radio.
Yeah,
so it doesn't decode as well. So, but it's pain in the ass on a freaking Windows computer. You got to go into the settings, and then you got to go into the sound preferences, and then click on some other thing, and then it's like 5 or 6 mouse clicks just to get there.
So with the Flex there's somewhere on the Flex you could do it as well. Oh, that's where it is. It's within the DAX. So there's the software DAX, which goes with Smart SDR, and it goes with your cat control. And you could actually adjust your volume levels right here instead of going into the Windows sound properties, which is kind of nice.
And now for something completely different. What am I currently listening to music-wise? I just listen to satellite radio, Channel 40, Liquid Metal, whatever they play is about. Because I have thousands and thousands of songs on my iPod. I get sick of hearing the same stuff all the time. So, yeah. But I did. I never learned how to play for no good reason. Or let's rephrase this. I got the itch the other day, like a week ago, to learn No Leaf Clover by Metallica on guitar. It just kind of was like an earworm in my head. And I'm like, it just got stuck. I'm like, I really need, because I love that song. So now I learned No Leaf Clover on guitar, so I can play that. So that was fun. But other than that, anything ridiculously heavy where you can't understand the lyrics is fine by me.
So would Stained and like Godsmack be too light for you?
Godsmack is legit one of my least favorite. I hate Godsmack. I cannot stand them.
So back when they were
No, never, ever, ever. I thought they were the biggest posers. First of all, Godsmack is an Alice in Chains song. Second of all, they kind of like ripped off of Alice in Chains like sound and style. And then they had there was another song that was like, and they just always reminded me of just Wannabe. And then like Sully Erna like is the biggest douchebag. I don't know. Maybe it's just because he's from New York.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I don't like the guy. Hey, KG2 Mike, let's get him.
I got Don just now in 5SKT. I'll tell you this. When COVID hit, Aaron Lewis from Stained and Sully, they did like this drive-in theater tour, and we have a drive-in in our town, so they came here, and that was kind of cool. But I was actually quite impressed by Sully's music capabilities and talents. It was pretty good. He played piano, and I was actually, like I said, pretty impressed. Anyway, the reason I thought about that though is they're coming to town next weekend. Both Godsmack and Stained are playing together, and I'm like, man, I kind of want to see that. I like Stained.
Put that on the list of things to not see.
Well, I'm gonna stream it.
Stained was cool when they first came out, and like the first single was Mud Shovel or whatever.
Mud Shovel, yeah.
It was heavy as hell.
Yeah.
And then they're like, it's been a while, and then like they got all soft and lame. It's like, come on, man, you were doing good. And then they just, I mean, to be fair, all of them, every single one of them are better than me because they made it and I didn't.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I don't think there's any arguing that. Another heavy band, surprisingly heavy band was before they kind of went mainstream was Incubus.
I like Incubus. I like Incubus a lot.
I still like their new stuff, but they had some really heavy albums like to start. I think it was called Fungus. I was going to say Fungus Among Us. I can't remember. It's been 20 years.
I like them, but I don't celebrate their catalog like I do like a Michael
like
Bolton
Michael
catalog.
Bolton. That's the third movie I've seen.
There you go.
All right, I got a list of stations here I should probably be focusing on. So
I'm working
doing
Canadian now.
40's going well.
Yeah, 40 opens up a lot at night for me. Like I don't even bother during the day, and I see like so many POTUS stations that are out there. I can't hear them. I mean, on FT8 you can pretty much get on anytime, but yeah, 40's pretty banging right now. Apparently, I'm getting my Worked All Canada today. Yeah, in my early 20s, I was in a band. I was the singer, and we covered an Incubus song. I forget which one though. Drive, was it? Yeah, I think we covered Drive.
Yeah, that was a pretty popular song, so I would assume that would be a good one to cover.
There's so many other better ones though. I can't name
absolutely.
them. I don't
absolutely.
know the names of songs.
I mean, like, to be honest, the Morning View album was like their second major album. Their first one was Make Yourself, and both of those albums you could listen to front to back. And that's kind of a rarity to. Oh, thanks for coming back to me. There we go. Got him.
One of the only like legit like 90s bands that I really like,
Matchbox 20
is no. Blind Melon. Huge.
Oh no.
Love Blind Melon, except for that stupid No Rain song. I can't stand that song. But literally every other song, every album is a freaking masterpiece. I love Blind Melon.
I'm gonna have to go listen to it. Did I just see Sublime? Hey, so Grayman Poda says I just saw Sublime in Indianapolis last week. Here's my story about going to see Sublime. Sublime with Rome. So my story goes, and it starts last year when I was supposed to see Sublime with Rome with Incubus, both in St. Louis and Chicago, and both of those shows got canceled because Brandon Boyd hurt his back. And so I'm like, well, I'm going to make up, and I'm going to see Sublime with Rome last Friday in Chicago. And the show starts at 5, but there's 4 bands. And so I get there at 7, which is a reasonable time, and everybody's leaving the concert. And they're like, why are you going in? And I'm like, I'm going to see Sublime. And they're like, oh, you didn't hear or get the email or the text that they started the show early? So the show was over before I even got there. I'm destined not to see Sublime with Rome or Sublime.
What day was this on?
Friday. So, hey man, they're getting old now. Eric Wilson, the bassist, he's got to be like 700 years old. So
you start a show. All right,
I think I don't know what the deal was, but I would assume that they were, forecasting rain.
They got
Since
to
we're
get. I'll
in a
tell you
severe
what it
drought.
was. They had to get that early buffet at the Golden Corral. They had
That's
to get
what it was. The senior discount. Well, I hope it was a good show for you out there in Indy. I'm a little bit bitter at the moment.
Oh yeah, I was making fun of Shane. He saw Yellow Card. I don't even know who Amberlin or Mayday Parade is. I feel I'm probably going to live a better life not knowing who they are. But if they're playing with Yellow Card, I know who Yellow Card is.
I know a few Yellow Card songs. I actually really like punk pop. I like punk rock. Let me just say that. But punk pop was kind of catchy thing in the 2000s, early 2000s. So I know Yellow Card.
Punk.
Yeah,
like No Effects. I love No Effects.
Sure.
That's
Social D, Pennywise, Vandals.
Yeah. Some of my brother's friends, some of them listen to punk, but I never got. I've always just been like heavy metal, man. It started with Guns N' Roses, and then it graduated into Metallica, and then Pantera, and now it's just freaking. I mean, Metallica's like light music now. But there's
Metallica. Oh, I got a pile up. Yeah, Metallica's really kind of been that way for a while, but didn't they start to kind of go harder again? I don't listen to them, but I feel like
their last album. Well, I don't have the new album, 72 Seasons. But they have been playing the crap out of it on satellite radio, and it's pretty decent. The album before that, there's legit one song on the album that I liked, and I forget it was it was like the last song on the album. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like the only really heavy song on the album. Same thing with Tool's last album. I hate it. It's horrible. It sounds exactly like their last album, but slower and more drony, and like there's nothing heavy. There's nothing like really heavy Tool about it. It's like, and it only took like 15 years for him to make that album too. I was pissed, but what can you do?
Sometimes those artists who wait a long time to make an album, they come out with really great stuff. Social D, I mentioned them a minute ago, but they kind of tend to do that. They might not make an album for 15, sometimes 20 years. I think their last album now has been, I don't know, we'll call it 13 years now, and they're maybe working on a new one.
But it certainly didn't go that way for Guns N' Roses.
No, it didn't work out that well for them, huh?
Dude, like Slash is the reason I play guitar. I love Slash. I was a huge fan of Axl.
Oh, yeah.
When I was in 6th grade, I pierced my nipple because I wanted to be like Axl Rose. I'm not ashamed to admit that. Like he had the best freaking voice in music, man. Dude, Axl Rose's voice was amazing. Now it is disgusting. I was just watching one of their new tours because they're on tour. They're making just mega bucks, just playing their old songs. And I was listening to, I think it was Estranged, like on tour now. And then you go back to like the only other like live recording they had from back in the day, which was this concert they filmed in Tokyo that I had on VHS and watched like 800 million times. And you listen to Axl Rose back then, and you listen to Axl Rose now. I can't listen to Guns N' Roses. It's just Axl's voice is so bad. Oh, it's terrible.
Well, he's led a we'll call it a full life.
He has. And the thing is, like, Axl didn't do nearly the drugs and alcohol that the rest of the band did either. Like, he didn't hang out with them a lot. He just kind of did his own thing. He's just, but to be fair, how long can you expect to sing like that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's a tough.
We've been talking for an hour and a half or so now, and I could feel it just talking, So you got to imagine a guy belting out his lyrics like that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You ever seen like a
Top Fuely got me? Nice.
Top Fuely. Ooh.
I wonder what the score is now.
I don't know.
We're not keeping score. That's not a contest.
I got 6,200 contacts. So.
See, like that's the fun thing about like the FT8 off though is that there was a score.
Oh yeah,
I just saw this call sign. I thought it was KC5HWB for a second because apparently I'm dyslexic for a minute. I saw the K and the C and the 5. And
although Kyle said that it would be pretty easy to re-replicate that kind of concept with Node-RED, and I just
how do we connect Axel to Node-RED?
I don't know.
Yeah, Covain says he saw GNR live and it sounded like whiny mumbling. Yeah, it's horrible.
It's kind of how FT8 sounds.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's
Axel.
That's Axel. It's Axel. Yeah. There was a meme going around years ago. Picture of Axel comparing him to Ma Fratelli from the Goonies. It was surprisingly close.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's bad. All right, so we're going on an hour and 20 minutes. I think so. 105 people watching, but I only want to do this for about an hour, but we've been having so much fun. But
yeah, I had a good time.
I think it is about time to end the Andy Cowley Friday night FT8 extravaganza.
Can we call it the Andy Cowley Classic?
Well, that's not enough words.
Oh yeah, we need more words.
So, who's Whiskey 5 Kilo? That sounds familiar. So it's kind of a mashup, the way I came up with this name was that Andy Cowley hates FT8, but he's always in our streams except for this one. Like he's the greatest super fan of all the ham radio.
Oh, he totally is. Absolutely.
So in his honor, and I told him I was going to do this, and he loved the idea. So the Andy Cowley Friday night FT8 extravaganza. I took the extravaganza part. There's a metal band. I think it's. I don't really know much about him, but anytime I heard him on Liquid Metal, they were just freaking cool. And it's the dumbest name of any band ever. It's called the Tony Danza Tap Dance Extravaganza.
That's crazy.
Amazing band. Amazing metal band. And what a great name. So that's where I grabbed. That's kind of where I took influence for the name of this FT8 extravaganza.
We could do a whole weekend tournament. You saw the stream I did recently where I was thinking like this new concept where it's a bracket tournament and stuff. Maybe you've seen it, but
I don't think I saw that.
Basically, it's like a bracket style tournament, and you compete to see who can get. You pick like a random location, and then you try to like see who can make contact to that random location or closest to. And if you make it, then you move on to the next bracket. But
you were talking about that with grid squares.
Yeah, the same thing because there's a couple different
something you said.
Yeah, exactly. So the game that I would play individually would also be kind of like a tournament style bracket if it so chooses to be that way in the future.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about it is basically then anybody could jump on it at any time. Where I'm going with that though is I think that the tournament should be called the Andy Cowley Classic. I think that.
I like it.
It's got that golf kind of. Golf is like watching paint dry, right?
Yeah. Well, if we could keep, I like the idea of keeping the Andy Cowley name alive with FT8 related things. I think it'd be neat to be able to somehow. So, like in the FT8 off, was it Beer Snack that made the code to go to?
Yeah, a combination of Beer Snack and Jeff. Which Jeff, I'm sorry, your call sign escapes my mind at the moment. The 4-call. Jeff, and they worked hard on the back end of that for sure.
Yeah, but that was awesome to be able to see a scoreboard. I'm wondering if we could somehow do something like that. Like, I keep referencing the FT8 off. I know that's kind of dead, but a lot of people kind of want to bring something like that back.
Oh, I agree.
To kind of put a little bit of competition in it. I mean, it's fun. I mean, it's. I've been in sales my whole life. I'm a pretty competitive guy. I don't care at the end of the day, but it's fun. It's bragging rights. Who cares? It's
fun to get a group of people together and kind of, shit talk each other and then make contacts to see who's the ultimate king of the hill, if you will. And it basically builds like it's a skill building thing for a whole community of people. You know, it takes ham radio, which could be a group activity, but it gives us a little bit more of opportunity to do that kind of group camaraderie fun, if you will. Yeah, I agree. And I talked to Kyle about that, and he did say that it would be possible with Node Red. I just got to get the time to look at Node Red.
Dude, there's no way in hell I'm touching Node Red. I'll tell you what, my editing software, DaVinci Resolve, to do, like, you can do anything you can ever possibly imagine in that software. But anything like special effects related or color grading related involves using nodes. And it is so ungodly confusing. I don't know if my brain compartments can handle that.
I got it all installed, and I'm like, what next? I quit. Yeah.
I've killed too many brain cells for sure.
There's got to be something.
Insane.
FT8 is the ideal mode for like a gaming style episode and show or a tournament, and that's kind of where I was going with, like, what I was talking about earlier with the working all the states with a random wheel thing, but basically just trying to make a game out of it.
Yeah.
While having fun, and even this stream right here tonight, I want to point out that Mike and I are going back and forth BSing. We're making contacts, but there was some educational value in there as well. You know, yeah, absolutely. We were troubleshooting FT8 for 10 meters and giving suggestions about optimal ways to operate FT8, talking about PSK reporter. And hey, if you're really wanting to get nerdy, go look at the maximum usable frequency. I love Muff. You can't. I don't know if you can see my sticker right there. I'll have some of them at wherever we're going, Huntsville. But it looks like a New York City. I love New York, but it says I love Muff.
Nice.
So there is educational value in it, no matter what aspect you're approaching it with, you know. And Don was right. Ham radio nomad. So Jeff, sorry I missed your call there, but ham radio nomad.
Let's see.
He was the other.
I'm going to show you.
I like your red toolbox, by the way.
Here's thank you. That's from Harbor Freight. Here's my software for editing, and this is just the very basics. But these are the nodes, and like if you want to add text, you can drop that in here. But then it makes a merge node, and then you have to do other things. So like, it's like, this is very basic, but it's a freaking nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. And to actually get in this and do special effects and stuff, no.
It's like a flow chart in a way.
Dude, it's like, if you see, like, I watch a lot of YouTube videos on how to edit with this, how to, like, learning how to use Resolve. When they get into this, it's called Fusion. When they really get into this, you'll have like a million of these different nodes, and you can like make them all into like a tree, and like it's insane. So no, we just
I'm ADHD. I don't even know what's going on right now. You want me to focus on Node Red?
No.
So before we take off though out of here, which we're getting close to, we asked it earlier. So how many people ended up making contact with us? Leave one in the chat. Yeah. I'm kind of curious. And Mike, I want to do it again. If you want to do it again, we'll bring some competitive edge to it. The loser will have to take a spoonful of a ghost pepper, hot sauce or something. No. As much as I love hot stuff, and I Buffalo Wild Wings just did a new blazing sauce. I need to go try that. What we could do. Go ahead. My other side doesn't appreciate the hot sauce. Gotcha. So, what we could do though, there you go. What we could do is we can call Carlos up, and we can convince him that if I win, he's safe, but if I lose, he's got to go to Culver's and get a what was it? A veggie burger? It was the Impossible something or other. Yeah, something like that. And then we'll get it. How do they do that at Culver's though? Because like, that whole place is covered in butter because of their butter burgers. I think it was Culver's. I remember it not being good. That's all I really remember. Yeah. I mean, how can it be? You're gonna pass off a veggie burger as a burger? Like, come on, man. Come on. Who are we trying to get here? I will say too, that's one of the things I miss is when we did these streams with FT8, the just the back and forth, but also the chat getting involved. I think it's awesome. So you got a good thing going here, Mike. And I mean, people are watching. 109 people on a Friday night. Hey,
I mean, of course, Letterman's not on the air anymore. So
well, we're better than Letterman.
No, not at all.
What was Letterman's like sidekick's name? You know, every now and then they put the camera to him and they'd be like, hey, he makes
Paul Schaefer.
I'm Paul Schaefer,
the music director. Yeah.
That's right,
AKA Art, AKA name this movie Artie Fufkin, Polymer Records.
Wait, I might be able to get this one.
Hi, Artie Fufkin, Polymer Records. Hi, how are you? Artie Fufkin, Polymer Records.
Okay, my question is there a band in there called the Lone Rangers?
No. So you're not too far off.
Yeah.
How do you pluralize the Lone Ranger?
That movie was good.
Yes, John, we are just as lame as you guys be sitting home on a Friday night.
I don't know the movie.
Artie Fufkin, Polymer Records.
What was that movie with whatever.
Their album was called Smell the Glove.
I'd say Spinal Tap.
You got it.
You know, the only reason I guessed Spinal Tap, though, was because I think the last time I was on a stream, one of the questions was Spinal Tap as he answered. I didn't know it. So I was like, I'll just give it again.
I mean, the easy ones like this, these go up to 11. You know, that's classic.
Yeah, I do know that line. All right.
Well, if Andy ever gets upset with the name of this stream, it could be renamed Obscure References with K8MRD. Yeah. My one talent is movie trivia.
That's a great talent to have. Wait
a minute. There's K5RMD. That's like my Texas doppelganger from what is it? From Bizarro World. Yeah, you know the funny thing, I looked for K5MRD when I moved here. Not that I would change. Like hey guys, you're watching K5MRD radio stuff. It just doesn't roll off the tongue. Like K8MRD, right. It's it's slick, right? So right. K5MRD doesn't live in Five Land. He lives in like Miami.
Makes sense, right?
Who cares? All right, guys. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching. Sean, thanks for coming on. We'll figure out something calm harder. There you go. We'll figure out something fun to do. Maybe not next week, but in the next coming week. So 73, y'all. We'll see you again on another episode of K8MRD Radio Stuff. Bye.
Bye, everybody.